How's it going, guys? So, I wanted to talk about Melee and what my thoughts are at the end of the league about it. This was kind of going to be more about Cyclone, but I can see that they're trying to do a couple of changes to Cyclone. They actually are nerfing the damage and AoE. The damage feels like it's taken a pretty big hit, not too much as far as what numbers I've plugged in on Path of Building, just because before the Flat Fizz was not really a thing, and Cyclone's already such a good skill, and it's so safe. I doubt we're going to feel as much from it. But the big thing, though, that I think was good about the nerf was the AoE. I still think you can, with a good investment, get a huge amount of area with it. It just probably won't be like crazy two and a half screens. I still think you probably could get a screen, maybe more, if you're doing some crazy headhunter shenanigans with a lot of rare mobs. But anyway, the biggest thing I wanted to talk about, though, with Cyclone is just how good it feels. It feels so good that even if they took the added damage off, it probably would still feel really good. Like, it is an insane skill, and just how easy it is to play, how good it feels to use, and yeah, I mean, it's every build I've done so far, even this character, was, well, easier to do with Cyclone. I did Infernal Blow, and I had a deathless run with Cyclone. Then I had an easy run with Cyclone. I mean, the Cyclone, and that was Uber Elder, by the way. So Cyclone has been this thing I've been trying to compare everything to, and I don't know if I should. I really am kind of in the mindset of it's cool that things come in by getting buffed and go out by getting nerfed in the meta. So I am all for things getting buffed and nerfed, but I would like things to feel good. So like a class type like, Melee needs to feel pretty good. Um, there's several people that I've talked to about different Melee skills and stuff, and some people have spoken out about things like, well, Dominating Blow. Again, Infernal Blow, one of my favorites. The thing is, at least Infernal Blow has a lot of explosive potential to, well, clear things really fast and easy. I don't think necessarily that's the issue, though. I was like, well, do we just cause everything's to have every attack to have like a ton of AOE, and is that really the answer? And maybe that's not the answer because then everything just kind of becomes long range melee. Um, but for certain interesting attacks, it would be nice for something like Dominating Blow for it to feel good just to use in the first place. So how do we get something that is just a basic attack essentially to feel good? Well, that's kind of where this idea or this video idea kind of turned toward. Rather than just talking about a problem with how good Cyclone feels, I think we need to figure out a way to make everything else feel good. And try not to just point out problems or issues, or I don't even know if it's an actual issue, but for me, it's something that I feel strongly about. So I try not to just point it out. So here's my proposition on how to fix it. We're gonna go to the Blood Aqueduct, and we're actually going to look at Cyclone as well, and kind of try to help out here with maybe a fix to the problem. And yeah, we'll see what we can come up with. But the idea that I'm going to propose is something kind of like an attack move. So we'll go ahead and throw that in there, and we'll get the actual Cyclone up. Okay, so the thing is, Cyclone, if I'm clicking, and I'm going to leave this over here for now, but if I'm clicking, I have the mouse over here, and I just go. And I go in the direction, and I keep going, and just things die in the way, right? Either way, though, I get to aim where I want to go, and my attacks happen when I get to the enemies. Another thing is, I am always swinging, yes. So technically, I'm always swinging, so I don't have to worry about it. But what if we try to apply the same concept on how the movement works and the attack works in an attack move type thing? So there's no there's no real attack move. You can force attack and attack in place, right? But what if, there was like when I move through enemies here, like I'm moving through them, but I'm walking just like this. But then when I get to them, my guy starts swinging, and if they're in his attack range with, well, in this case, the basic attack, or if you're using dominating blow, I do have that here, but it gets a little messy with the guys that pop up, so that's a wee bit of a problem. So let's go ahead and not use that and just use the basic attack to show this off, because still this staff attack's pretty quick, so it works. But you come up here and like you kind of click and hold it, and it kind of tries to when you get in range, but you kind of have to hold down and get close to them with the mouse, right? So I actually have to have the mouse over the target as it is now, which this I believe is a change that they've done since, I just hold down the attack the entire time, which they're not exactly getting hit. I know it's not an accuracy issue. So when I'm like walking at these blue guys, I have to mouse over them, and he's kind of swinging when they're oh, he's actually swinging because he's getting too close. So that was my bad on that one. Let's see, does that work the same way with, yes it does, doesn't it? Okay, so again, I think either there's a new toggle that needs to happen, or when they get there. Now I know I can click and hold my mouse out here and just right click. So I'm going to try to show what I'm talking about by doing it like this. And then when I get there, he starts swinging. So this would be like an attack move, and then he goes. Everything's dead, He keeps clearing. Now, obviously, I can't really move the mouse and hit the guys on the side, but the idea would be it kind of clears everything out that's in his range and a path. So if there's an enemy that ever comes in contact with his range, it would swing and hit, swing and hit. And I'm doing the swinging, just kind of showing it. But your mouse would be out here, and I'd be holding right click the entire time where the basic attack is. And this way you can move through packs and hit stuff and clear it and kind of move around while just holding that. Same thing again, if it was just a Cyclone thing, you would maneuver it around and attack things and position yourself and maneuver through enemies by aiming it. And I really think that's one of the things. Now, yes, you could pass through things, but what if you had phasing? You could apply the same kind of concept with a phasing type playstyle. I really think some kind of attack move mechanic would be the correct thing, and that's what I'm calling it. I don't know if that's what we should call it or whatever the name they decide to come up with. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm trying to say is called, but this way you just kind of, when you come up to it, it just clicks, and you're just aiming where he's gonna make a path through. And that's the thing, he goes in that direction. So, you want to go wherever, and as he goes, he just makes a path. He makes a path through the enemies to just get to the destination. And yeah, I think that's kind of a better way to fix it. If they end up making another toggle, maybe that's going to be the thing. They just put another toggle on top. But I really think some kind of maneuver like that will help out things like Infernal Blow. Because when they first started talking about it in the interview, I thought it was going to be a kind of, that you walk up and you hold it down and you keep swinging through enemies, and if you were close enough, you would go to the next one and the next enemy and the next enemy. It kind of does that, as you've seen here. It's done it a little bit with Dominating Blow. It did it, but the thing is it's not doing it well enough to push through a pack and really make it feel super smooth. And a lot of things during the end of the game, it doesn't help out at the end, because at the end you're just popping packs in 1 or 2 hits, but then you do have a few stragglers. And if you could just keep holding the attack button and you'd go walk up to them and kill them, cool. Now, you still would have to like direct, it's just like playing Cyclone as far as how you'd have to direct leap, slam, and travel skills. And you could always left click to go ahead and move, and it would take priority, and you would move wherever you need to do and force move out of the way. So I don't know. That this is pretty much the best I've come up with so far. Um, if there's a better way that anybody can come up with, feel free to comment. I really want to see what we can do to kind of make Melee even better. The steps to making it feel strong have definitely been taken. So Melee feels strong now, but I don't know whether it feels good or smooth to play. Um, and I think Cyclone is the top of just feeling good and feeling smooth. Whereas stuff like Infernal Blow, Dominating Blow, Heavy Strike, any of those things that are the typical name locking skills, they're just not, they're still not up to par. Um, I think stuff like Sweep, Earthquake, Ice Crash, Ground Slam, which was what this character was, I think those are fine where they're at because you kind of jump in, you melee the ground, and things die around you. Or you swing and Sweep's case, cleave, same kind of deal. So, I really think though the stuff like Heavy Strike, Infernal Blow, Viper Strike, stuff like that needs a little bit more help to kind of push them up to where they need to be as far as just feeling good and feeling smooth to play. So again, if anybody else has any better ideas or any ideas to add to this or any better way to explain what I'm saying, hopefully I did a good enough job showing it and explaining it. But anyway, that'll be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Peace.